On the morning of August 9, 2016, an official from the Reserve Bank of India broke the seal on a heavily guarded railway parcel van in Chennai. When he stepped inside, he looked up and saw a 4-square-foot hole cut through the metal roof. Directly beneath it, wooden cash boxes had been smashed open, and nearly 6 crore rupees were missing. The cargo was 342 crore rupees in soiled money, torn, old, and damaged banknotes being sent to the Reserve Bank for destruction. These specific 500 and 1,000 rupee bundles were technically on their way to becoming worthless paper. Because authorities viewed this cargo as currency destined for a shredder, they treated the shipment as low risk. They loaded 23 tons of it into a standard high-capacity parcel van and attached it to a regular passenger train, running it through the night with minimal security. The route from Salem to Chennai includes a 137-kilometer stretch of unelectrified track. Here, the train travels through total darkness, far from the overhead power lines that usually obstruct the tops of the carriages. Somewhere along this dark stretch, 5 members of a gang climbed onto the roof of the moving train. They began making their way across the tops of the rocking carriages, while the express continued at full speed. Once they reached the parcel van, they used a cutting tool to carve a precise hole through the metal. They worked directly above the armed guards and passengers inside the train, yet no one heard the breach over the noise of the engine. 2 men lowered themselves through the roof, smashed the wooden boxes, and wrapped bundles of notes inside their own lungis. They passed the cash back up to the men on the roof as the train slowed near Viruchalam, allowing the group to jump off into the night. The theft went undetected for 12 hours. The gang had looted a moving vault and vanished without a single passenger or security official noticing a 4-square-foot hole in the roof. For 2 years, the investigation by Tamil Nadu's CBCID remained at a standstill. There were no fingerprints, no useful CCTV footage, and no informants to link a name to the hole in the parcel van. To break the stalemate, investigators pivoted from physical evidence to digital footprints. They turned to cell tower dumps, a process of harvesting data from every mobile device that connected to the network along the train's path. Investigators mapped the train's exact route, cross-referencing every device that pinged a tower in that corridor. While thousands of signals stayed stationary, a few moved, reappearing at the next tower. They isolated a cluster of devices moving in perfect synchronization with the train. These synchronized phones weren't local. Every number in that moving cluster was registered over 1,000 kilometers away, in the Ratlam district of Madhya Pradesh. These specific device IDs led police to Mohar Singh, a known leader of an interstate gang. By October 2018, technical tracking allowed the CBCID to locate Dinesh and Rohan Party in Chennai, where they eventually confessed to the rooftop breach and the logistics of the theft. The gang had successfully navigated the physical challenges of a moving train, only to be identified by the invisible data their own phones left behind at every tower along the route. In the months following the heist, the gang began laundering the money. They successfully converted 1 crore 78 lakh rupees of the stolen cash into real estate in their home villages. But just 3 months after the robbery, the Indian government announced a sudden demonetization policy. Overnight, the specific 500 and 1,000 rupee notes stolen from the train were voided. The gang was suddenly sitting on 2 crore rupees that was now illegal to hold. They couldn't deposit it into banks or use it for purchases without drawing immediate attention from authorities. Fearing that the useless currency would lead the police directly to them, the gang made a final decision. They took the remaining 2 crore rupees and set it on fire. After bypassing armed security and moving steel, the gang was ultimately caught by their own digital signals and forced to destroy the very money they risked everything to take. They ended up carrying out the exact task the Reserve Bank had planned for that currency in the first place.